Let's move on to the next topic. Kyrie Irving signed his 3-year, $126 million deal to stay at the Dallas Mavericks. Now, what do you, man, think about this move? I believe his mother was the agent in this one.
Oh.
So she becomes the first black woman to negotiate and complete an NBA contract.
Congratulations.
So congratulations to him and the family, for securing the deal that he was looking for. Because obviously at the time we didn't know what Kyrie was going to do, because I'm sure there was meetings being taken with a number of different teams. Of course, we know how the NBA works and when it comes to salary caps and all of that. And so, it was going to be difficult for him to move anywhere other than the Houston Rockets as the state of play was the beginning of yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
However, he's decided to stay in Dallas. What do you guys think of this move for Kyrie? He's because there was talk of him saying that this next contract that he signs is going to be somewhere where he's going to call home in the NBA. He finds himself with the Mavericks at this moment in time. Obviously, we know about their situation and what Mark Cuban said that he wanted to do with Kyrie Irving coming in to pair him up with Luka, to give Luka the best opportunity he could get to be able to become a champion. So what do you, man, think of this move for Kyrie Irving?
Well, it's like you said, bro. It's an interesting move, but most likely for Kyrie. I saw a little report regarding him, and you take these things with a pinch of salt, saying the next place Kyrie signs a contract, he wants it to be his very last. And you never know with those things because the NBA, it changes on a daily basis sometimes. But the biggest thing with the Dallas Mavericks is how are you going to become a better defensive team? I do understand that with Kyrie going in, especially how Luka has been playing all of these years, it almost sends shockwaves throughout the organization because you're used to playing one way and then you have to switch it up and kind of understand how to flow off of each other as two dominant ball handlers. But I think they'll get better at that as the year goes on, once the season starts. But for the Dallas Mavericks, how do you become the defensive team or at least close to being the defensive team that you were when Kyrie Irving wasn't on the roster? Because we've seen with the Brooklyn Nets and co, you can't rely on, your scoring abilities and stuff like that. And this is a team that doesn't have the abilities of that Brooklyn Nets side with James Harden, KD, and Kyrie. So you're going to have to find a way to meet in the middle and become a committed defensive side. And that's going to be an interesting journey to watch, even in this offseason, because I know in the trades, I think they picked up Rashawn Holmes from the Sacramento Kings. But apart from that, I don't think they've made much movements in terms of, bringing in anybody. But we'll see what happens as time goes on. Free agency's just opened today or yesterday now. So it's going to be interesting to see what the Dallas Mavericks are able to do. A difficult job. And yeah, congratulations to Kyrie Irving on getting paid once again. He's a phenomenal player when he's on song. Luka Doncic as well. A lot of people are saying, Luka, is some pictures circulating saying he's looking a lot fitter. Maybe he's going to go into the season in the ground running. But like I said, these players...
We saw that last season.
You know what I mean? We saw that and then we look what happened. So in the end of the day, it's about how they construct this roster. That's the biggest part, and defense, because they've got the scoring talent, Kyrie, Luka Doncic, and Luka can be better. I'm sure he'll tell you that he should be better by his terms, especially in the latter stage of last season. But yeah, congratulations to him. Congrats to the Mavericks, because it was always a risky move bringing in Kyrie via the trade, knowing that he could have been a 1-year rental. So yeah, that's worked out in their favor in terms of being able to keep that second star and seeing if they can develop going into that first full year.
Yeah, man. I fully agree with everything you say. Chino, what's your thoughts on Kyrie staying with the Mavs? Because we didn't know where he was gonna end up.
I'm not
I
happy.
mean, say it again.
I'm not happy.
You know, happy.
I'm not sure it's gonna be a Nah, you might know my affection for Kyrie Irving, man.
Yeah.
I'm happy he got his money. Personally, I feel like um, there's there's a lot to be said about Kyrie staying on the floor, staying healthy.
Mm,
But the year when KD toe was on the line, that wasn't Kyrie's fault. That's just a big old giant. Uh, like he know what he was doing. He know what he
mm,
was doing. He stepped on his ankle. Like he know what he was doing. Um, that's unfortunate. I feel like if he was healthy, he would have his second ring. They would have won.
mm,
Um, the other years he wasn't on the floor. He's like he believed in something and he stood by it. He's not putting that vaccine in his body. No matter how you feel politically about it or religiously about it, it's what it is. We are all human. When it comes to the point where we're free until the government say, "Are we really free?" So he said he don't want it. He don't want it. He should have been able to play. I believe that. Um, then he posted, he posted something that a movie off Amazon. He's not
mm,
the writer, he's not the creator, he's not the director. He posted a film off Amazon. Um, they ate it up. They probably looked at the one message Kyrie. We know the part of the message that Kyrie was talking about in the film. It was more
mhm,
mainly about the black part. He ain't talking about the other part. They ate that up, suspend him, blah blah blah. Like it's not his fault completely. He's been off the floor. Some people will
mhm,
say maybe it's because you're blind loyalty to him because you like the player. For one, I used to be one of the Kyrie biggest haters when he was his younger age, his
mm,
younger days. But I come to appreciate his game, appreciate the man he's grown into, the way he talked, the flat earth thing, brother, you're on your own on that one. I don't know. But somebody else brought that conversation to me. She was talking to me about it at work. But yeah, we're gonna set that to another day. But I feel like he deserved to get paid. The talent deserved to get paid. The injuries have not been like the Kyrie being off the court have not been the type of Kawhi PG off the court. You might know what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
literally the NBA and people fighting him like I just named the vaccine thing, him missing like half a season and so many games for that. That's the NBA. Like the guy, you tell people we're free to do what we want. Like, and when you believe in something, you know what I'm saying. You're going back at it like it's so that, and then you know what I'm saying the movie thing. But Kyrie, he can succeed in Dallas. Um, I was watching a lot of the Dallas Mavericks when he got traded there. The fit, it can work because Kyrie can play off ball very good. He doesn't mind. He can. The thing is, does that other Whopper know how to when to give up the ball, when to not be that guy? He has to learn how to do that. The Burger King Whopper on the other star, he needs to learn how to do that. So, because there's times where it's in the clutch, and I'm like, the ball should be in Kyrie Irving hand. It's not. It makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense. Whopper's throwing up shot from way out his ugly step back. Like, give the ball to Kyrie, let him dance on somebody. You know what I'm saying? So Kyrie, it can work on Kyrie's end, and like see him touch on the defense. I feel like defense when it comes to defense, it's a effort thing. Like CM said, the Whopper he
Yeah.
doesn't put effort on defense. When Kyrie does put effort on defense, he can hold his own. He's not the best defender. He's not a pest like a Patrick Beverly. He's not like these other like a Gabe Vincent up under your skin, pressing the ball, making it uncomfortable for you. He's not that, but he can't stand in front of his man. in defense too got a lot to do with system. It's a lot in the system. Like that's why, like we said, Eric Spoelstra, one of the best in the league, he more focused on the defensive side of the ball. That's why he can make so many guys look good because it's a system. You get plugged into a system, you don't need to worry about this and that. Because
Mm,
if you get beat right there, that's Caleb Martin's job to slide and cover you right
mm,
there, cover you. So it's a coaching system. So that got to be from Jason Kidd's side. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? A lot of that, and but you can also say, well, Darian Finney-Smith, their best defender, maybe they
mhm.
shouldn't have give him up. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, it can work, bro. I'm happy he got his money. He deserved it. I think he should have got more and more years too. But you know what I'm saying? People probably thinking about the, like I said, the not being on the court. But like I already did the math and show you, man, why he's not on the court. But yeah, he deserves his money though. I hope we have Fred Van Vliet on this because he don't deserve his money. That
Yeah,
brother stink.
we're gonna go down like
But
when we
yeah,
get into
that's what
like
I gotta say
those
on the
trades.
Kyrie thing, man.
Yeah, look, I'm hearing both of your points. I feel like yes, Kyrie definitely deserves it. The last few years have been up and down for him. When you look at the injury, in that first year when they were looking to go for that title, and KDA basically having to do it all by himself, and they were just narrowly missing out on the Eastern Conference Finals,
But
and then
but but Roland, real quick though, you said KD had to do it all by himself. What about the first year in Brooklyn when Kyrie had to do it by himself? You man
yeah,
forgot KD sit out that whole first year,
that first year, yeah.
and Kyrie played that whole season.
Sometimes you kind of forget it a little bit. It's true. Yeah, it's true.
Recency bias, man.
Yeah, it's true.
Telling you, bro. Media
I
just
mean,
trying to hate it, but go ahead, bro.
but yeah, like so, it's not been the greatest of years for him on the floor. There's been a lot of off the court stuff that has really kind of got in his way. Um, but yeah, it's about finding the balance between on offense anyway between Luca and Kyrie. We haven't had a large enough sample size to be able to say whether it's going to work or not. They need time together to gel and play together and find both of their spots on the court. Now, Luca off the ball needs to improve. This is what he needs to be working on right now as they
Mm-hmm.
move into training camp. He needs to be a better all-around player because it's all well and good to be doing the stuff that he does offensively, but we need him to be guarding the perimeter like a lot better than he already has what he's shown. So we need to see more from him on that end of the floor. They're gonna have to make some moves. They have been making some moves, but I don't think they're strong enough moves to be able to transform them a little bit defensively. There's an opportunity for a Grant Williams to potentially come in there, some sign and trade action happening there. So, as he's a restricted free agent, and then I know there was some interest in him as well. So that might be the player that they could use to maybe transform this team on the defensive end. So let's see what happens with those kind of moves from the front office. And then once again, Chino, you hit the nail on the head with Jason Kidd. I'm looking at him very closely because it's up to him to find the correct balance on offense and on the defensive end for this team, because it kind of like fell apart very rapidly towards the end of last season, and people were saying this is at his feet. It's got nothing to do with Kyrie or Luca, to be honest with you, because when we saw Kyrie on the floor with the Mavs, he was doing his job. Like, and the fact that it didn't translate to them even getting a play-in spot was very surprising, and it's a very alarming. And so it's gonna be at his feet, and if he's not careful, they may look to make a change if it doesn't look like it's gonna be working much soon. So let's see what happens there. But look, happy for Kyrie, gets his money. I'm happy for him. Hopefully he can, get it together with Luca and they can have a fruitful season on the Western Conference. I'm not going to say they're going to do anything major because they're going to need to make some more moves in that within the rest of that squad. But we'll see
Mm-hmm.
what happens there.